Good morning. I don't think I'm live yet, but just in case I am and you can see me. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Still going around in circles. And now it says we're live. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for stories and fun again. That's the way we used to always start um, story time here at the library when we did it in person. It was just kind of nice to say that again to everybody. Just so that you know, Miss Megan had kind of an emergency come up and she's not here today. So I'm doing this all by myself. I'm a little bit nervous about that. It just doesn't feel quite right to be all by myself. I miss her a lot. So maybe everyone can say, hi, Miss Megan. Hope to see you real soon. I'm sure this will just take a day or two and she'll be back to see us. If you are here, I would love for you to just type in a comment that says you're here and who's watching. That would be very nice, just so I know that there's people here. Um, I think I'm a little nervous about doing this all by myself, so I'm going to sing a song just to kind of get me in the right mood. It's called Shake My Sillies Out, except I'm going to add an extra verse to it. So if everybody would stand up with me. I'm nervous about doing this all by myself today, so I'm going to nod my nervous out. So get with me. Nod, nod, nod your nervous out. Nod, nod, nod your nervous out. Nod, nod, nod your nervous out and wiggle my waggles away. Boom, boom, boom. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out and wiggle my waggles away. Boom, boom, boom. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out and wiggle my waggles away. Boom, boom, boom. Jump. Let's jump because that would feel good. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out and wiggle my waggles away. That made me tired. Gonna yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out and wiggle my waggles away. I'm gonna shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out and wiggle my waggles away. Whew. That makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, this month is August. This is kind of the month typically when people go back to school. I know when I was young, going back to school meant getting new school clothes. That was always kind of fun to get some new clothes, have something exciting to wear on that first day of school. So last week we talked about the emperor's new clothes. Of course, that didn't work out so good for him. He ended up in his underwear, kind of embarrassing. Today's story is called Joseph Had a Little Overcoat. Instead of reading you the book, I'm going to just kind of tell the story because I think that's kind of fun sometimes. Okay, this is an overcoat. People, I think, wore overcoats more in the past, and you wore them in areas where it was cold. An overcoat was long, came almost all the way down to the ground, kept you very warm. And Joseph had an overcoat, and he loved his overcoat. He wore it here and there and everywhere. He wore it when it was really cold. He liked it so much he sometimes wore it when it wasn't all that cold. And after a long time of wearing it, it got kind of ragged and worn on the sleeves. And the bottom, because it hung all the way down to his shoes, got kind of muddy. And sometimes he'd trip on the bottom of it and got all raggedy. So Joseph looked at this overcoat and said, it really doesn't look good. It's got patches on it. What can I do with this overcoat? And so he decided that he would just trim it up a little bit. He cut off the bottom that was all frayed. He shortened the sleeves. And he ended up with a jacket. Oh, it was a lovely jacket. And he wore this jacket when he went to a wedding and danced. He wore the jacket here, he wore the jacket there, he wore the jacket everywhere. And after years of wearing this jacket, got a little worn around the bottom of the sleeves, and this part got kind of worn. He thought, this really doesn't look good anymore. What can I do for this jacket? And he looked at it and examined it, and he got out his scissors. And what he did was he cut some off here and there. And he turned it into a vest. Now it was a lovely vest. All the worn parts were torn or were gone. It looked very good. He wore it when he sang in the chorus with all the other men. And he wore it here and he wore it there. And after years and years, it started getting a little worn out and not so nice looking. Thought, what can I do now? This part looks bad and this part looks bad. So he took it and he turned it into, we're going to get rid of these buttons because we don't need buttons anymore. He turned it into a scarf that he wore around his neck when he went to visit his sister. He wore this scarf here and there, and it kept his neck warm in the cold weather, and it worked out pretty good, but after a long time, the ends got kind of worn. You can see here this side's shorter than the other side, and it didn't look very good as a scarf anymore. He looked at it and thought, what can I do now? I really love this fabric. This part over here looks pretty good. I know what I can do with it. He took his scissors and he snipped and he cut and he turned it into a necktie that he wore around his neck. And he wore that when he went visiting, and he wore it when he went to church, and he wore it all the time. He really loved this necktie that he had. Of course, you wear it a lot when you're trying to be fancy. Neckties are kind of a fancy thing. After a while, spilling stuff on it when he ate and just having it rub up against stuff, it got to be looking pretty bad. And he thought, what can I do with this, with it now? I really like the fabric. Part of it's still good. So he took it and he snipped and he cut and he turned what once was an overcoat into a button. That's all he had left was a button. And he used that button to put on his suspenders. Suspenders are something you wear over and it helps hold up your pants. So he had that holding up his pants, this nice little button. One day, I think maybe over the years he kind of, ate more. A lot of us put on weight as we get older, and one day that button just popped right off, and it was gone. He couldn't find it. And now Joseph had nothing. What was he going to do now? What Joseph did was wrote a book about this, which proves that you can make something out of nothing. You can always make something out of nothing. And this is the book that was written about Joseph had a little overcoat. This is his overcoat at the beginning, and you can see how it has patches down here and it's getting very frayed. This was written by Sims Tayback. It won a Caldecott award for its illustrations. One of the things that's kind of neat about this book is it has cut out holes. You can kind of see in that page that there's holes that overlap and show how it became a scarf. If you would like to borrow this book, we have it here at the library. Oh, and something kind of interesting, What inspired him to write this book, Sims Tayback, to write the story about Joseph, was a song that he had learned growing up, and in the back of the book, it has the songs and the words, and it's all about taking something and turning it into something different. I kind of like that. It's sort of like recycling. It's what people used to do a lot more of than what we do today. Today, a lot of times we tend to just take things and throw them away rather than trying to change them and make them do something good for us. Today's take-home pack that I will have outside has a couple of coloring pages. It's got a page with some inspiration ideas on it. And it also has junk. Just junk. By themselves, none of this stuff is really worth anything. There's a circle. It's kind of, it's not really fabric. It's not plastic. I'm not really sure what this is made out of. All the bags have slightly different things in them, and you can use your creativity to see what you can make out of nothing stuff. Can you put it together and make a picture? Can you put it together and use something? Everybody has at least one button in your bag. What can you do with a button? So that's today's take-home pack. Along with this book that I talked about, we have another book here at the library that's called I Had a Favorite Dress. It's kind of the same thing as Joseph had a little overcoat. She has a dress. It is her favorite dress. When it gets too short, it's time to do something new with it. When it gets too tight, it's time to do something with it. And that's just a kind of interesting book, too. That's written by Bonnie Ashburn. It's here at the library to check out. And another book that she wrote that goes with it is I Had a Favorite Hat. In this case, it's a beach hat. And when beach season is over and it's fall, you don't really wear your beach hat all around unless you can do something to change the hat. Another book about changing something and making it work for you. Harvey and Archie are here today. I'm glad to see you. Well, I'm not really seeing you, but I'm glad you're out there. You might not have been here when I said that Miss Megan had something come up and can't be here today. So you guys just have me all by myself. You know, and one of the things I miss about having everybody come in and do story time with me in person is we always did lots and lots of books. It's a little hard to do books online because you have to get permission from the publishers to do it. But I really thought I would take time today to just, share those books that I've already shared. This is a brand new book. It's called The One Stop Story Shop. Nobody has checked this out yet. The only person I know that has read it is myself and the person that put the plastic covering on it because she stopped to read the book. And it's kind of interesting. It's about making a story, like Joseph's little overcoat turned that situation into a book. This is kind of about putting a story together. And it's kind of an interesting book, kind of funny. Some of you might like to come by and check that one out. I also have, this book here is a rather old book. It's called A Pigtail. It's about the father pig who collects all kinds of junk, useless junk, and turns it into something very interesting at the end, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because that would spoil the story. And we also have a book here called Don't Throw This Away. Gives you some ideas for what you can do with stuff from your house that you would normally throw away, how you can turn it into something different. It has lift the flaps in it. Like here's a milk jug that maybe you would throw it away. Maybe you would turn it into a bird feeder. So just really nice books that you might come by the library to pick up today. You can come in the library. We're open for business, kind of limited. And you might want to come check out our caterpillar butterfly habitat. At the moment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 caterpillars that have turned into chrysalis. We actually managed to film two caterpillars turning into chrysalises with time-lapse photography. If you would like to see how they do it, it's sort of amazing and cool. So I would be glad to show those videos to anybody that wants to see it. We currently have one caterpillar up on top who's hanging in a J shape, kind of like this. And that means when they're hanging that way, it's going to be no time at all before he turns himself into a chrysalis. And then inside his chrysalis, he will prepare to become a butterfly. One of our chrysalis is getting very close to being a butterfly, I would say. Possibly tomorrow, more likely the next day, he might become a butterfly. So if you get a chance, come by, check out. We've got caterpillars that are just crawling around, munching on leaves. We have a couple eggs at the moment, so we can show you all kinds of process of going from an egg to a butterfly. We just can't show you a butterfly right this minute, but we never know how quickly he might change. This afternoon at 3:30, Chip Arnold is going to come. He's a local actor. He read The Sneetches last week, and we've gotten publisher's permission for him to read a book this afternoon. He will be doing that live at 3:30, or you can catch him later on. So that will be interesting, and I hope you will enjoy that. And I think we ought to do something else to jump around before we leave. Anybody got any suggestions? Harvey and Archie, you got any suggestions what you want to see Miss Linda do all by herself without Miss Megan to help? You know, what would make me look silly before we leave? I know it takes a little while for comments to come through. Tootie Taw. Tootie Taw might be, that would make me look a little ridiculous. And if you're ready to look ridiculous, I'm ready to look ridiculous. So let's end up with Tootie Taw. Okay, everybody that's out there looking in, even if you haven't told me you're out there looking in, I want you to stand up. If you're in the privacy of your own home, you're only going to look ridiculous to yourself, and you can laugh at me looking ridiculous. Okay, we're going to warm up. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Thumbs up, and then you yell that back at me, thumbs up. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. This is where I miss Miss Megan. Thumbs up. No one to say it back. Elbows back. No one to say elbows back. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Ready? Thumbs up. Elbows back. Feet apart. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. I don't know if I can get far enough back so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, thumbs up, elbows back, legs, feet apart. It gets difficult now. We're going to put our knees together. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Okay, thumbs up, elbows back, feet apart, knees together. And this is where you start looking ridiculous because we're going to put our bottoms up. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Thumbs up, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, bottoms up. And normally you're not supposed to do this, but it's okay. We're going to stick our tongues out. Tongues out. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Last time. You can yell back at me after I say thumbs up. Elbows back, feet apart, knees together, bottoms up, tongues out, and then we're going to turn around like that. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Oh, thank you guys for being with me here. all by myself without Miss Megan. I really miss Miss Megan. Miss Megan may be watching this and criticizing what we're doing and saying, Miss Linda, you didn't sing Hello Friends or Goodbye Friends, but that's kind of her song, and I don't do it so well. So I'm just going to let that one go. Hopefully, Miss Megan will be back next week. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. If you get a chance to come by the library, I miss all of you so much. Come by and see me, say hi. I would love that. And I'm going to end the same way I started with our little chime. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.